Hello everybody, this is Dan from ESLVietnamZone.com, and in today's video I'm going to ask a question that I think would be interesting for many of my viewers. The main question is, what schools hire ESL teachers in Vietnam without a degree and a teaching certificate? So this viewer has few questions actually. Number one, so my main question for you is, what kind of schools hire these foreigners without degrees and without certificates? Number two, how do I find these schools? Number three, what is the pay range? Is it good pay or is it very low? Number four, I realize many teachers work several part-time places. Again, what kind of schools are these? So that in working several schools part-time, they make enough to live on. Number five, do you think my Filipina girlfriend can find teaching work there? How much can she make? So I'll answer all of the above questions one at a time. Number one. So my main question for you is, what kind of schools hire these foreigners without degrees and without certificates? There are many schools that hire foreigners without a degree or without a teaching certificate or without both. These are small schools with fewer students, clients, who cannot afford to pay a higher salary for a proper English teacher. These schools cannot pay $15 and up, but they will be happy to pay around $13. A teacher who has a university degree and a CELTA certificate will not work for $13 an hour, but one without a degree and a certificate will work. These schools hire non-native speakers of English too, as long as they are white-skinned. They do that for the same reason, money. The learners will never know that teacher was a construction worker in England, for example. All they will ever know is that teacher is a native speaker of English who is white-skinned. It doesn't mean that person is not a good teacher. He or she might be very talented at teaching ESL, and learners might love that teacher. At the end, everybody could be happy. Number two, how do I find these schools? These are either new opened schools or schools located in less accessible areas for foreigners, like marginal districts of Saigon. Long time ago, I worked for a serious school that didn't pay high salary. So many teachers worked there for a short period of time, usually until they could find a school that offers better salary. These kind of schools usually hire teachers. In order to find these schools, you should buy a map, choose an area on the map, then take a Seo motorbike taxi and go around that area. Number three. What is the pay range? Is it good pay or is it very low? Usually these schools don't pay as much as other well-established schools would pay, but you should expect $13 an hour. But again, you don't have to work there forever. You will always find better teaching opportunities. Number four, I realized many teachers work several part-time places. Again, what kind of schools are these? So that in working several schools part-time, they make enough to live on. An English teacher in Vietnam can make easily $1,000. Usually they make more than that, around $1,500, and in some cases even $2,000. For example, a school will give you 2 classes, 2 hours per class, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's 12 teaching hours. Another school will give you 2 classes, 2 hours per class, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's 12 teaching hours. Another school will give you 2 classes, 1.5 hours per class, on Saturday and Sunday mornings, children classes. That's 6 teaching hours. At a pay rate of $15 an hour, you can get $450 a week. This is a fortunate example. You might not have classes on Sundays and Thursdays, for example. Sometimes you have days off. Sometimes a class finishes the course book and you don't have another class. Anyway, I think you get the idea. Number 5. Do you think my Filipina girlfriend can find teaching work there? How much can she make? Your girlfriend is not white-skinned. She doesn't have a university degree, nor a teaching certificate. I think it would be very difficult for her to find a teaching job in Vietnam. If she still wants to try to find a job in Vietnam, I recommend her to try to find a job at a kindergarten. They do hire Filipino teachers and they usually pay quite well. At the kindergarten I work for, there are 2 Filipinas who have been working there for a very long time. They are very skilled English teachers and they are paid as much as the other English teachers. That's pretty much all. I hope I could answer my YouTube viewers' questions and hopefully others will benefit as well. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Talk to you next time.